Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick another look at Gala, see what's going on obviously, and help you identify where we're going next. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, just love teaching people how to trade, and this is my passion, my day job. I do it for a living. I can tell you it's very realistic. You just got to have good temperament, learn from your mistakes, and make sure that you are, I don't know, the kind of person that doesn't just give up easy. And okay, there's a lot of things that you need to do. But regardless, that's not what I'm here for. I've actually got a trading academy for that reason specifically, and a community, of course, where we all learn and grow together. I even send out signals for every single trade that I take. So check that out, link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. Now, here at Gala, awesome stuff here. And I pointed this out yesterday that we were testing it. We got rejected yesterday, but we broke above here today. Fantastic. We're up over the 50-day simple moving average now. That is wonderful news. Anytime we're up over the 50-day SMA, traditionally speaking on other coins, because Gala's kind of newer to this progression, right? It had such a large surge at first that we didn't really get to see the power of the 50-day SMA. You're going to be able to see how awesome it is because it'll work as a nice support level and continue to push the price action higher. That's the common way in which it works. For right now, a little premature, of course. Just bear in mind that that is the case, right? However, I love to see that, and that should hold the price action higher. What's nice about that is because we do have three white soldiers here, and traditionally speaking, you're going to see a fourth red. Fourth day is usually red when you see three white soldiers. In other words, when you see three strong surge-like indicators of three candlesticks closing in a row. It's referred to as three white soldiers. You can look it up, of course, and it's a candlestick pattern that basically just tells us that, hey, we've had three really strong days. The likelihood of a pullback on the fourth day is higher. So just be mindful of that. That's all I'm telling you. That not saying it's going to happen, but the reason why it's helpful to have the 50-day simple moving average underneath is if we do see a red day tomorrow, it'll probably hold right around 33 cents. That's the goal, and that's the likelihood. Again, no guarantees, but that's seeming to be the case. Up over 50 in the RSI, under 70, which is excellent. I like that we're kind of tapering off a little bit and not going too high too fast, even though, yes, this was a significant amount of increase. Keep in mind, 3 trading days, we've seen an 89% increase from bottom to top. Almost 90%. That's a lot, right? And we got to respect the fact that, hey, it might need to correct itself a little bit more. It did yesterday and today, of course, but today's close isn't there yet. And until we close above this support level 33 cents, we still technically can't consider it a win yet. But it's looking very good, and I think we have only about 7 hours left of trading data. So honestly, all good stuff here for Gala, right? So the macro looks very, very good. Let's look at the the midterm here and identify if there's going to be any kind of potential turnaround or where we're at. We are consolidating nicely. I love this consolidation pattern here before the next increase. That was excellent. Taking a look here at, let's see here, the simple moving average. We got potential golden cross working its way up. We see this also on Bitcoin. Again, not a super big deal because it's on the 4 hour, not the 1 day, but it's still relevant and it could essentially push the price action higher. There's potential there. We do see a bit of an overextension on the 4 hour, and that's an understatement. It's a very big overextension on the RSI for the 4 hour. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get the price to come down to 33 and kind of consolidate there. That'd be very nice. Actually, I prefer to see that because if it comes up again, we're going to just have this overexhaustive state, and that could be the reason why we may see a fourth red day, or in other words, a fourth day that would be a red candle here on the 1 day chart based on that sentiment alone, right? The RSI needs to correct itself. It's considered to be overbought, and people are going to sell their most profitable coins if Bitcoin retraces. I just covered Bitcoin. Check that out, of course, in your own time. And what that is, I just kind of basically to summarize, Bitcoin is trending between 42.3 and 44,000. The likelihood of it correcting itself by the end of the trading day is fairly high. And I think we're going to see that reflected on Gala here soon. Okay. So Bitcoin kind of tapering off, so to speak, losing that steam a little bit, then we're going to see the same thing with Gala. In fact, we don't want to see Gala shoot up too high too fast because it's already been overextended set, right? So if sooner we can acknowledge that, the better, and I think it's important to recognize that. Taking a look here at TD sequential, I think we got some resets. We did get extremely into overtime there. We got up to a 1, or down to a 3 rather, up to a 4. So based on that sentiment alone, there is potential for us to see 4 to 5 more 4-hour candlesticks. In other words, 16 to 20 hours worth of bullish continuation to the upside. That is potential. Not saying that's going to happen, but that TD sequential is telling us that there's room left for that. Now, to touch on something here, just so in case you don't know, this little line right here is a previous resistance level. So just keep in mind that right around 36 cents is a round number, is a very strong likelihood of a resistance. So my speculation in the big picture is that the price will consolidate between 33 and 36 cents for the next couple of days and then leg up again after that. I'm expecting a red day tomorrow to crack down to 33, and then of course perhaps green from there to surpass of course 36 cents and to start making higher highs. All right. But for now, we got to be content with that increase. That's almost 90% in 3 trading days. That's a lot of movement, a lot of progression, and I hope that you've been able to take some profits by now. Because if you hadn't, you try not to get too greedy, right? Again, there's nothing worse than leaving money on the table. That's just my personal feeling, and I can tell you that it's a good mindset to get into to start learning how to take the small wins when you get them. Don't just shoot for the moon every single time. Like that does happen, yes, but it's not super common. Albeit more common in crypto, I recognize that. But the likelihood of you successfully surviving the market is low if you risk it all the time. That's what I'm getting at. And I cover that in my trading academy. I have a lot of videos on how to manage your how to manage stress, how to not to be an emotional trader. A lot of different things you can kind of figure out in time, and I can assure you that you'll get there soon, right? Just give it time, be patient, and there's no hurry because crypto is going to be here for quite some time. All right, so take a look here at Ichimoku Cloud. Something to acknowledge here that we are getting closer to the price action. So again, if this were to intersect with the price action, we'll see a potential close, right? And also the lagging span, essentially, or sorry, the conversion lines above the baseline, that's a good sign as well. So we literally got 3 out of 3 things telling us to keep our position open. Just note that if there's a pullback down to 33 cents and the price stays down there at 33 for just say 24 hours, it wouldn't be a bad thing. It would just be that this Ichimoku Cloud would tell us to close our position. That's what it would tell us. All right. So again, important to understand that and to acknowledge that. Doesn't mean you have to necessarily close your position, but we're coming up to a point here within the next 12 hours where we'll likely either see an increase or a decrease. Duh, right? But at that point, we'll know if we need to consider maybe trimming a little bit or adding to our position at a lower price point, right? Again, dollar cost average is not a terrible consideration. Moving on to T sequential here, we can see we're down to a 5. So if we were to continue to the downside here for Gala, we could see another 4 to 8 hours worth of continuation to the downside. But once again, we hit a 9 up here and we're getting that reset. That's very standard, very normal. We actually like to see that. It's a good thing. So all in all, Gala's looking great, honestly. It's making higher highs and higher lows. There's no doubt about the fact that it's looking good. And even if it were to come down to 33 cents, that'd still be a higher low. And that would still be a great thing to see the price continue back up. So do not get extremely concerned if we see the price dip down to 33, even 32. We're still going to be looking okay to make higher highs and higher lows. And that's the important continuation we need to have. But all in all, good stuff. Once we get up above this key level resistance at 36 cents, we could very well see 61 cents in the next few weeks. And again, I'm just throwing that out there. Don't walk away from this conversation saying that you're going to hit 61 cents in a couple of weeks. It is very likely, though, that February we could see that based on the simple fact that we've jumped up 90% in only 3 trading days. Say we were to do something similar to that again, after a couple of days of consolidation, we'd be upwards in the range of about 52 to 62 cents at that point, right? So again, very realistic for that to occur. We just need to get over this key level resistance. We need Bitcoin to kind of stabilize and consolidate a little more between 41.5 and 44,000. And once we break 46,000 for Bitcoin, I think Gala is going to take off. That's just kind of my speculation. I think that's where we're at, and it's looking very good. So I hope that you're primed and ready for the increase. Make sure to add to your position if you haven't already. And I would say that I'm Gala. I'm pro Gala for the moment. And when I say for the moment, it really just depends on how much of a correction we see from Bitcoin. We shouldn't see anything lower than 41.5. All right, I hope you have found benefit here today. If so, comment below. If you want to become a community member, link in the description below. CryptoCache.tech as the website. Keep in mind, website is incomplete. It's getting built as we speak, but it is fully functional for the members area where you can access my Trading Academy videos, become a better, more foundational trader. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for your time.